Good evening. This is Akashvani. I'm Anuja Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. CP Radhakrishnan to be the 15th Vice President of India. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigns amid widespread violent protests. Various government buildings including President House, Parliament and Supreme Court set on fire. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews flood situation in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, announces financial assistance of 1,600 crore rupees for Punjab and 1,500 crore for Himachal Pradesh. Multiple explosions reported in Qatar as Israel claims of targeting Hamas leadership. And in cricket, Afghanistan elect to bat first against Hong Kong in the opening match of Asia Cup 2025. And now the news in detail. NDA candidate and Maharashtra Governor CP Radhakrishnan will be the new Vice President of India. He defeated INDIA bloc candidate and former Supreme Court Judge B. Sudarshan Reddy by a margin of 152 votes. Briefing reporters after the counting of votes for the vice presidential election, Rajya Sabha Secretary General and Returning Officer PC Modi said, out of the total 781 electors, 767 MPs voted in the election. Mr. Modi informed that out of 767 votes, 752 were found valid and 15 were declared invalid.
Shri Bucci Reddy Sudarshan Reddy has secured 300 first preference votes and Shri CP Radhakrishnan has secured 452 first preference votes. As the first preference votes secured by Shri CP Radhakrishnan was greater than the requisite quota, I, PC Modi, the returning officer for the Vice Presidential Election 2025, hereby declare that Shri CP Radhakrishnan has been duly elected to the office of Vice President of India.
Rajya Sabha Secretary General informed that the election for the post of Vice President was held in a free, fair and orderly manner. The election took place after the resignation of former Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, citing health reasons. More from our correspondent.
Born in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu, Chandrapuram Ponnusamy Radhakrishnan began his political journey as a student leader. He was actively involved in organizations such as the RSS. Since then, he has used politics as a medium to serve the public. He was elected twice to the Lok Sabha from Coimbatore. Mr. Radhakrishnan has also served as Governor of Jharkhand, Telangana and Maharashtra and also Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. An agriculturist by profession, he is admired for his integrity, vision and unblemished public life. The voting for the vice presidential election was held between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the first among the members who cast his vote. Besides, several union ministers including Rajnath Singh, Amit Shah, Jagat Prakash Nadda, Ashwini Vaishnav and Sivraj Singh Chauhan also voted. From the opposition camp, Congress MPs Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and DMK MP Dayanidhi Maran also voted in the vice presidential election. With Anand and Dipendra, Anupam Mishra, Akashvani News, Delhi.
President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah has congratulated CP Radhakrishnan on being elected as the Vice President of India. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has resigned amid widespread violent protests across the country. Oli's resignation came after hundreds of demonstrators entered his office shouting anti-government slogans. The protesters set the Nepalese Prime Minister's private residence in Balkot on fire, demanding accountability for the deaths during the protests yesterday. We now go live to our Kathmandu correspondent Shweta Singh for more updates. Shweta, what is the latest you have on the current situation there in Nepal?
Anuja, you see, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli steps down after 19 protesters were killed and more than 300 injured during nationwide demonstration on Monday against corruption and misrule. He submitted his resignation to President Ramchandra Paudel. President has sought cooperation from all sides, including the agitators and citizens, to ensure a peaceful solution of the adverse situation. President Patel appealed to Gen Z representatives and all other to hold talks on demands raised by the citizen in a democracy for a peaceful resolution. He also urged all sides to maintain restraint. The Nepali army has issued a public appeal urging citizens, particularly the youth, to remain calm and exercise restraint. The main buildings of the executive, legislature and judiciary, including Supreme Court, Singh Darbar, Parliament building, have been burned in the riot and arson. All flights from Tribhuvan International Airport have been postponed. Curfew continues in Kathmandu Valley till further notice. Anuja, back to you.
Thank you, Shweta, for that update. The government has advised Indian citizens to defer travel in Nepal until the situation stabilizes. In an advisory, the government has advised Indian citizens presently in Nepal to shelter in their current places of residence, avoid going out onto the streets, and exercise all due caution. It also advised to follow local safety advisories from Nepal authorities as well as the Embassy of India in Kathmandu. Airlines including Air India and Indigo have cancelled their flights between Delhi and Kathmandu in view of the closure of the Nepal's Tribhuvan International Airport amid anti-government protests. Back home, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a financial assistance of 1,600 crore rupees for the flood-affected Punjab, in addition to 12,000 crore rupees already in the state's kitty. There will be advance release of the second installment of SDRF and PM Kisan Samman Nidhi. Earlier, after reaching Gurdaspur in Punjab to take stock of the ground situation of the flood-ravaged state, he held a review meeting with senior officials on the extent of damage. More from our correspondent.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi patiently listened to the flood victims for over an hour and shared their pain. He expressed his condolences to the family members of those who have lost their lives and stated that the union government will work closely with the state government in this difficult time and extend all possible assistance. He emphasized the need for a multi-dimensional approach to help the entire region and its people to recover. He said, under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, financial assistance will be extended under special project submitted by Punjab government for reconstruction of houses in rural areas of those whose houses have been damaged due to floods. Recognizing the critical need to support the agricultural community, additional assistance specifically targeted at farmers who currently lack power connections will also be provided. Damaged government schools will be financially supported under the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan. Rajesh Bali, Akashvani News, Jalandhar.
Prime Minister Modi conducted an aerial survey of the flood, landslide and heavy rain-affected areas of Himachal Pradesh. In Kangra, the Prime Minister held a meeting with the state government to review the damage caused by the natural disaster and assess the losses. On this occasion, Prime Minister Modi announced a financial assistance of 1,500 crore rupees for the flood and rain-affected regions of Himachal Pradesh. A report.
By reaching ground zero, interacting with affected families and motivating relief workers, the Prime Minister demonstrated a strong gesture of solidarity. Assessing the scale of damage, the Prime Minister announced financial assistance of 1,500 crore rupees for relief and rehabilitation. While meeting with the affected families, Mr. Modi offered his condolences and assured that the centre government would provide all possible support in rebuilding homes, schools, roads and other critical infrastructure. He also announced an ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees for the next of kin of the deceased and 50,000 rupees for the injured. The Prime Minister commended the relentless efforts of the NDRF, SDRF, the Army and Aapda Mitra volunteers in rescue and relief operations. Ritesh Kapoor, Akashvani News, Shimla.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. On this Independence Day at the ramparts of Red Fort, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the next generation of GST reforms by Diwali. The Prime Minister's vision of creating a more efficient and citizen-friendly economy was realized as the GST Council on 3rd of September approved rates rationalization with a focus on common man. The Council has simplified the indirect tax system into a 2-tier structure of 5% and 18% from a 4-tier structure of 5 5, 12, 18 and 28%. These reforms have reduced tax rates in many sectors, easing the life of citizens. Today we look at the reforms undertaken for the service sector.
GST on services include gym, salon, barber and yoga services has been brought down from 18% to 5%, making these services more affordable and accessible. Applauding the decision, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the reduced GST rates on gym, salon and yoga services will encourage the youth of the nation to be more fit and active.
जिम, सैलून, योगा जैसी सर्विसेज पर टैक्स कम किया गया है, यानी हमारा नौजवान फिट भी होगा और हिट भी होगा। सरकार आपकी फिटनेस के लिए इतना कुछ कर रही है, तो एक बात मैं बार बार कहता हूँ, आप लोगों को मेरी बात जरूर बताइए कि मोटापा हमारे देश के लिए बहुत चिंता का विषय है, इसलिए खाने का तेल 10% कम करने की शुरुआत करें।
The council has also lowered the rates on hotel stays up to 7,500 rupees per day from 12% to 5%. Talking to Akashvani News, Harshal Dilwali, Director and CEO of Clarissa Group, has welcomed the new GST reforms.
This step brings affordability to travelers, encourages longer stays and make India a more attractive destination for both domestic and international tourists. This reform means improved occupancy, better competitiveness and boost to the tourism-driven revenue. It reflects a positive intent from the government to support our sector.
With Shivang, Dilnashi Arzu, Akashvani News, Delhi.
The government today signed an agreement to develop dual-use cutting-edge technologies and to link defence expertise with emerging ed-tech solutions. In a statement, the Ministry of Defence said that Innovations for Defence Excellence, Defence Innovation Organisation, its flagship initiative, has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with EdSil India Limited under the new Accelerating Strategic Progress in Research and Education, or ASPIRE programme. Multiple explosions shook Doha today in what Israel confirmed was a targeted airstrike against senior Hamas leaders. The Israel Defense Forces, or IDF, and the Shin Bet Security Agency acknowledged responsibility, marking the first known Israeli military action on Qatari soil. More details from our West Asia correspondent.
Eyewitnesses reported loud blasts and plumes of smoke rising from central Doha near what appeared to be a compound housing Hamas officials. An Israeli official described the strike as a precise operation to eliminate Hamas's leadership. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel takes full responsibility of what he called an independent military action. Hamas, which maintains a political office in Doha, accused Israel of attempting to assassinate negotiators engaged in ceasefire and hostage talks. Khalil al-Hayya, a senior Hamas figure who had met Qatari officials a day earlier, was believed to be on among those targeted. Qatar, a key mediator in the conflict, strongly condemned the attack. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Dr. Majid Al-Ansari described it as a cowardly assault and a blatant violation of international law that threatened the security of Qataris and residents. Vinod Kumar for Akashvani News from Dubai.
As of late today, no fatalities had been officially reported, though both Israel and Hamas signaled the episode could mark a turning point in the ongoing conflict. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has accused the United States of disguising its pursuit of the country's vast oil and mineral wealth under the banner of anti-narcotics operations, warning that Caracas will defend its sovereignty against any escalation. Maduro blamed that Washington's military buildup in the Caribbean was motivated not by the fight against drug trafficking, but by Venezuela's natural resources. In sports, the 17th Asia Cup cricket begins today with Afghanistan opting to bat first against Hong Kong in the opening match in Abu Dhabi. Afghanistan were 98 for 3 in 13.3 overs when reports last came in. The tournament will run until September 28th and will feature 8 teams battling for the continental crown. Meanwhile, Team India is scheduled to start their campaign against host UAE in Dubai. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. CP Radhakrishnan to be the 15th Vice President of India. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigns amid widespread violent protests. Various government buildings, including President House, Parliament and Supreme Court, set on fire. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews flood situation in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, announces financial assistance of 1,600 crore rupees for Punjab and 1,500 crore for Himachal Pradesh. Multiple explosions reported in Qatar as Israel claims of targeting Hamas leadership. And in cricket, Afghanistan elect to bat first against Hong Kong in the opening match of Asia Cup 2025. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.